Okay, so in this video, I will try to show you how I go from this to this with the help of comp. So basically, I'm not gonna go step by step, but I will show you the kind of the process, how you can do this thing. I'm using Nuke software for compositing. You can use anything, After Effects or DaVinci Resolve, Fusion, anything, whatever you want to use, you can use anything. The only difference is kind of the node-based system and the layer system between After Effects and Nuke. If I just show you my render, this is my default render. You can see there. Basically, what I did is separated all my passes. In Blender, we have multiple passes. You can render them separately. So if I just open my Blender, so if you go to the, I think in this one, yeah, view layer settings, you will get all these passes. So basically, in order to get kind of ultimate control of your renders, you have to use this passes. It's kind of very straightforward. You have to just enable everything. And in the output section, you have to use OpenEXR multilayer, make this thing dwarf and make this thing float half, and yeah, that's it. Then when you render everything, it will render all the passes with your EXR files. When you render everything, you will get this type of EXR file, this file. You have to use a shuffle node there in order to separate your channels. If I just click on this one and then if I just go there, you can see we have all the passes, the ambient occlusion, the diffuse color, and the diffuse indirect and everything. Now you will think that why we need to kind of do this type of stuff. So basically the advantage of this thing is this is the kind of the default render that I get from Blender, and when I modify this thing, I got this thing. So if I just turn off the sky for now, you can see I don't know if it is that much visible, but you can see the difference that I'm kind of controlling the way my rocks are looking and the intensity of the light, direction and everything. So this one is looking more reddish and this one is kind of looking more integrated. And if I just go further, so you can see in this area, right now this looks very integrated. The colors are matching, but by default it was looking something like this. You can see the red rocks. The colors are kind of different in with this rocks and everything is not kind of matching with each other. And if I just show you the after, you can see everything is matching. So basically that's the main advantage of doing this type of compositing. So I just did everything there. So it's a lot of things. I can't explain everything, but yeah, it's kind of small tweaks for the rocks and everything and this type of things. So I will try to make more videos on this topic, how to do this thing properly. This is the after and this is the before. You can see everything is matching properly, and I'm increasing the highlight of the kind of launchers of Bakugo and this type of things. You can see the light direction is kind of popping more. So basically that's the use case of your passes. It is kind of not necessary, I would say. If you don't want to do this, if you want to do everything in Blender, then you can definitely do that, but it will kind of take more time compared to this thing. I also replaced the sky and Nuke. You can see this is before and this is after. So basically I'm using a 3D system for the sky to replace the sky. If I just go to the preview, you can see the cards. I think they are very big in size. You can see 2 cards, and in this 2 card we have our sky image. So basically that's the kind of the thing, and when I put that thing in the background, it will look something like this. And the fun part is it is properly tracked in. You don't have to do any tracking. You just have to export your camera from Blender to Nuke. I think I'm using Alembic, I think, yes. You can export it to FBX also, but I'm using Alembic files. So after that, this God rays you couldn't able to see right now, but I will show you later. Then we have this dust particles. If I go there, you can see there is no dust. So I just add all the dust elements there. And this one also you can see all the dust and everything. And then I just add Shiggy hairs. So Shiggy hairs are in this area. If I just turn off this, you can see there is no hair in the Shigaraki. So basically I just add those hair like this. It is not that much right now visible because the resolution is very low. But yeah, you can see there the hairs are there. Then I just add Shiggy hands. In the main render, you will not, you can see there is no hands coming out from his hand. So I just add those in later like this. I just render them in kind of a different pass, not pass, but I rendered them separately, and then I just merge it in Nuke. And then we have Bakugo sliding. So basically Bakugo sliding one is this one. This dust particle one. If you see there, we have this back trail. If I disable and enable. So this is the sliding dust. Then we have sparks. So basically when it will kind of glide, not glide, slide onto this metal thing, it will generate this type of sparks. And then we have Bakugo Blast, and basically Bakugo Blast is this one, this thing. And then I have this explosion, and basically the explosion is this one there. Right now you can't see anything, but if I just go there, you can see the explosion. And then this one also. So basically all the explosions and everything are in this layer. Then we have this muzzle flash. The muzzle flash is this one that is coming out from his launchers. You can see there. These things. Then I add trails. So basically the trails are this launching thing. So by default, the render of this thing was look something like, where is that? It will look something like this. So you can see this is looking not kind of that much realistic. If I turned off this two things, by default it will look something like this. I just use this grid wrap tool just to wrap the launchers properly so that it can kind of look very sharp, because by default if I want this type of simulation, I need to increase my resolution so much in order to get this type of look. So that's why I'm using this grid wrap tool just to wrap everything. My main simulation was in low resolution. You can see it is very big, and I just make it high, kind of high resolution in comp just by using this grid wrap. And then we have this fog layer. Right now you can see this. We have fog. If I disable this, there is no fog. Then we have lens dirt. So lens dirt is kind of very less. You can't see that much, I would say. I think it is visible. Yeah, you can see there. And this spot and this spot. It's kind of just a tiny bit of lens dirt and lens artifacts so that I can make it look more real. Then we don't have anything, and then I just render my shot. So after doing all the compositing in Nuke, I just export it to DaVinci Resolve, and then I do the last stage of color grading, and after that the shot was done.